In this video, I'm going to show some examples of word problems that involve conversions in the customary measurement system. Question number 1 says Kadira's personal best high jump is 52 inches. Abby's personal best high jump is 4 1/3 feet. Who has jumped higher? The first thing that I need to look at is that we have two different units. We have one person's high jump in inches and the other person's high jump in feet. So we either need to change this one to feet or this one to inches. I think I'm going to change 52 inches to feet. There are 12 inches in a foot. So I need to find out how many groups of 12 I can make from 52, which is division. And that tells me it'll be 4 4/12 feet. If I simplify that, that is 4 1/3 feet. So who has jumped higher? Well, neither one jumped higher. Their personal bests are the same. Notice that we could have done the same thing if we did 4 1/3 times 12 inches in each of those feet. 4 times 12 is 48. 1/3 of 12 is 4. 48 plus 4 still gives me the same 52 inches. Question 2 says Clayton ran 3 3/4 miles on Friday. On Saturday, he ran 6,580 yards. On which day did he run farther? This is an example of a problem where you need to know the conversion factor between yards and miles. And there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. There are 3 feet in 1 yard. We could use that information to find out that there are 1,760 yards in 1 mile. 5,280 divided by 3 is 1,760. So I have two different units. I have miles and yards. I either need to change this to yards or this to miles. And I don't really want to work with the mixed number, so I think I'm going to take the 6,580 yards and split it into groups of 1,760. Each group represents 1 mile. Now I know that 3 groups of 1,760 is 5,280 because there are 3 feet in each yard and 1,760 yards is 1 mile. So 3 times 1,760 is 5,280. And then I have 1,300 yards left over. So I have 3 miles and then 1,300 out of 1,760. I need to simplify the fraction part. I know that 10 is a common factor, so I'm going to start there. So now I have 130 over 176. And I know 130 and 176 are both even. So I'm going to divide by 2 over 2. 176 divided by 2 is 88. And I don't know any more common factors. So I know that 6,580 is 3 miles and 65/88 of another mile. Now I am comparing this to 3 3/4, which does not have the same denominator. So I need to find an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 88. And if I multiply this by 22 over 22, looks like I will get 3 66 over 88, which is greater than 3 65 over 88. So Clayton ran farther on Friday. Question 3 says Mr. Shiloh bought a 56-ounce bag of carrots and a 3 1/2 pound bag of broccoli. Which bag of vegetables weighs more, or do they weigh the same? There are 16 ounces in every pound. So I need to either change the ounces part right here. I need to find out how many pounds this is, or I need to find out how many ounces this is. I think I'm going to go with the 3 1/2 pounds to ounces on this one. And again, I know that there are 16 ounces in each pound, so the 3 pounds is 3 groups of 16, which is 48 ounces. And then I know 1/2 pound Half a pound is half of 16, which is 8 ounces. So altogether, in the 3.5 pound of broccoli, I had 48 plus 8, which gives us 56 ounces, which is the same weight as the bag of carrots, so the bags weigh the same. And our last question says the fruit in Mr. King's truck weighs 3 4/5 tons. Mrs. Walker's truck contains 7,700 pounds of fruit. Whose truck is carrying a heavier load of fruit, or are the loads equally heavy? There are 2,000 pounds in a ton. So I know in these 3 tons right here that I have 3 times 2,000, which equals 6,000 pounds. In the 4/5 of a ton, I have 4/5 of 2,000 pounds, which is 4/5 times 2,000. That would be 8,000 divided by 5. And I can do that out to the side. It looks like I'm just going to have some zeros there. So it's going to be 1,600 pounds in the fraction, plus the 6,000 pounds in the full tons, which gives me 7,600 pounds in Mr. King's truck, and there were 7,700 pounds in Mrs. Walker's truck. So which one is carrying more weight? Mrs. Walker's truck of fruit.